Gotta get this real quick. I know y'all are tired of this song, but I don't like it. So who cares? Okay. So I got through the first day of school, and as I expected, it was pretty dope. Okay, so let me set the scene here. So I walked in. I was coming up pull. I didn't walk in like I pulled in, as y'all saw earlier, backed up in the parking spot, and I was kind of nervous at first, for real, just cause like I'm not a fan of walking into people. Like, let me give you an example. So like if I was working in a classroom and some people walked in, I'd be cool with it. But like if everybody was working in the classroom and I walked in, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I found out. So they got this program, right? And like you already know what's going on over here with me. But so anyway, like all the rooms are double occupancy. So when you pay that hotel fee, like expect to be in the room with somebody else. So I was pretty late, you know what I'm saying? Because we did like we got to do 2 physicals. We got to do like a medical physical, and then we got to do like a DOT physical. And we took care of our med physicals today, or medical physicals. Took care of them today, and whatchamacallit, I was like third to last. So I got out of there pretty late. I probably didn't get back to the hotel room for like 5:30 or whatever. Then I'll unpack and all that. And then I went to the bar, went back home, did a live stream all the way there, and about like halfway back. But yeah. Anyway, when I got to the hotel, she gave me my key card, and I was like, man, I don't recognize any cards from school. Isn't it so weird? I don't even know nobody. Like, and then boom, I didn't have anybody in my room. I don't know if that's going to change later on this week or not, but as of right now, I don't have anybody in my room. And I kind of did have one all to myself. The only thing I wish would be different was that I had this computer in my room instead of doing it up here. But it's whatever. So, as you see the title of this video, it's called First Day of School and Common Mistakes. So I guess we're gonna go over some common mistakes together. Hold on, wait a second. I hate talking to people. They don't even like want to talk back. Anyway, so number 1, first common mistake. Make sure you have all your paperwork in order. Second common mistake, and you wouldn't think it'd be so common after number 1. Let's, you know what? Write these down. I'm sure there's nothing on that. I'm gonna write this down with y'all, okay? So, number 1 is make sure all your paperwork is in order. Paperwork in order. Number 2, bring all your paperwork. Okay. So 2, bring all your paperwork. Okay. And I'm talking to the dudes that are going to truck driving school. So make sure all your paperwork's in order, because you know you're gonna take the tour of whatever school you go to before you actually go to school, right? So make sure you keep up with that folder with your recruiter's name on it and all of that, and make sure when you get a recruiter for school, you get his fax number and his phone number. So put a little line, a little dash mark like that, and next to it put get fax, and then the number symbol, and then write and phone number symbol for school recruiter. Okay, that's part of getting all your paperwork in order. So make sure you got your folder or your binder or whatever they give you. Make sure you got all the paperwork and everything that you need to have for school that Monday or whenever your class starts. And then make sure you got your recruiter's fax and phone number. That way, if anything in between, you need to send documents or have documents sent out or whatever the case may be, you have the information to do that. And then bring all your damn paperwork. Because if you don't, you're going to end up like me. So I had to fill out another application today because I forgot my paperwork. And then I had to fill out like other pages of paperwork too. So anyway, make sure you have all your paperwork in order. Get fax and phone number for school recruiter. Bring all your paperwork. That's like two major things when it comes to common mistakes. Third mistake is when you're doing your pre-hires, okay, so write 3, okay, when doing pre-hires, fill out completely, all right, so 3, when doing pre-hires, fill out completely. Okay, what I mean by this is I cannot tell you how many times today we had to stop what we were doing in class because somebody didn't fill the piece of paper out all the way. And then what would happen is, so the guy would be like, all right, everybody, once you're done with this page or signing that page or da-da-da, please take your page, slide it to the left of you, slide it up towards the desk. So all I got to do is just come and grab it as I walk by. Pretty simple instructions, right? The guy comes up, checks it, blah, 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 blah. Nope, you didn't do it right, and hands it back. Or he misses it, then it goes all the way to the front office, and then it gets highlighted, and then it comes back down through the chain of command, and then class gets stopped again, and you get handed a piece of paper just because you didn't want to follow the instructions in the first place. So when doing pre-hires or pre-quals, whatever you want to call it, fill it out completely. Put a little dash mark next to it and write. And also any other documentation. You don't know how to spell it? Yes. I'm not your English teacher. So far we got make sure all your paperwork is in order and get the fax and phone number for your school recruiter. Bring all your paperwork. When doing pre-hires, fill out completely and also any other documentation. Okay. Here's another obvious point, all right? If it's 90 degrees outside and the index is 105, people, please don't wear sweater vests and jackets and dark jeans and dark colored clothes because then you're going to pass out and then your mess is going to come and you're going to look really dumb because you're the only guy out there in 40-degree climate weather clothing in 105-degree weather. That doesn't make sense. But it happened. It happens. It happened today. So for number 4, we're going to put dress appropriately. And here's the thing, when you go to school, everybody wants to be the favorite, everybody wants to be the big shot, everybody wants to look cool, sound cool, know what they're talking about. Here's the thing, there's an instructor there, and you're not him for a reason. 1, because you didn't put your time on the road yet, and 2, because you don't know crap, and 3, you're full of crap, and 4, repeat. Okay, these guys are here to do a job, they're here to teach us. No one gives a crap in class if you have a Louis Vuitton rag, some Balenciaga shoes, a 24,000 carat, $24,000 solid carat gold necklace, a $200 G-Shock, a $60, $100 Guy Harvey shirt, and some $250 jeans. I'm just going to think you're an idiot. That's just me. I don't care if you're in the transportation industry and you make like $5,000 a week and you spend like $800 a week on clothes. You're still an idiot. Sorry if I hurt your feelings, but it is what it is. Okay? Dress appropriately, guys, and don't care what anybody else thinks about you, or don't sit there and wonder what they are thinking of you, because everybody's there for one reason only: to get their CDL. Nobody's gonna get your CDL for you. That's something that you're gonna have to do on your own. You gotta put in the time. You gotta study. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect somebody else to be doing this for you. That's why you're here. Alright? Now, I know I've said it in the past, some people really don't take it as seriously as me because my pops was a truck driver. I grew up watching my dad. I put truck driving up there next to serving our country. It's a very prestigious, very noble, very honorable, very respectable career. Notice I didn't say job. Career for me in my life. I look up to truck drivers. That's just me. I take it very seriously. I take it very business-like. I take it very professional. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lifelong goal for me. It's been a lifelong dream job for me. So I tend to take it a little bit more serious than those people. Whatever. Okay? So, like I said, for the common mistakes, number 1, make sure all your paperwork is in order and get the fax and phone number for the school recruiter. Number 2, bring all your paperwork. Number 3, when doing pre-hires, fill out completely and also any other documentation so you don't slow up or hinder the future progress of your other classmates. 4, dress appropriately for the weather. Guys, if it's 60 degrees outside, dress for 60 degrees. If it's 50 degrees outside, dress for 50 degrees. If it's 90 degrees outside, fine. You want to wear jeans because the classroom may be cold, cool, but don't fucking, sorry, didn't mean to cuss. Don't wear thermals up under a long sleeve shirt with your undershirt tucked in with a nice fancy belt buckle with long sleeves and a jacket and some black jeans. You know, you get where I'm going here? That's retarded. Don't overdress for the weather. Okay? So yeah, dress appropriately, please. Number 5, drug test. Okay, when the teacher asks you if you know you're going to fail, please not take it. Do not take the drug. Why would you take the drug test if you knew you were going to fail it in the first place? And he just told you not to take it if you're going to fail it. I don't care if you're embarrassed or not. Don't freaking take it. You have other options if you don't take it, rather versus if you do take it and then you fail. You're an idiot. Don't take it. Now that I got that out of the way, yeah, don't take it. If you know you're gonna fail, don't take it. Okay, moving on. So, number 5, plan your trip accordingly. Okay, and you're gonna learn about pre-trips in class, but this is a different type of pre-trip, I guess. So we're gonna say plan your trip to school. Instead of saying accordingly, we're going to say ahead of time. Ahead of time. What do I mean by that? For instance, there's a kid today, we got in class, we were moving along, everything was cool, and then we noticed, hey, we're missing somebody. So then we had to stop, because everybody has to be on the same page. So we had to stop, we had to wait for him. He finally got there. He's like, oh man, I knew that school started at 7, but I live like 20 minutes away. So I figured I'd just leave at 6:40 and I make it on time. And I didn't know traffic was gonna be that backed up. Okay. Hey, you live 20 minutes away. So if you live 20 minutes away and you leave at 6:40, that's gonna put you right on time for point up in the parking lot right on time. And that's in a perfect world. Okay. You gotta factor in traffic. 3 busiest times a day. In the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening at quitting time. What were you thinking? Please plan ahead. Pack ahead. Like me, I packed 2 nights before. I checked everything. I rechecked and repacked the night before. Let's back up here. I packed 2 nights before. I repacked and rechecked the night before. Okay? Then I set alarms. And I ended up leaving early. And I ended up getting to school like 2-3 hours early. But it was better to have been early and watch everybody else arrive than to be late and have to walk in third class and get some bogus excuse why you're late. So look, you want to be a truck driver, okay? Plus think about what kind of message that sends everybody and sends to your instructors. Like you're going to school to be a truck driver. The last thing you want to do is be late to class. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to be a truck driver and be late for class? That doesn't even make sense. Because then they're just going to go, oh, this dude's going to be late to every one of his loads or every one of his appointments. So plan your trip to school ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. They might have road construction or something that day, and I-10's backed all the way up at 65 or 98 or 90 or 225 or whatever the heck you live on. I-75, I-10 westbound, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just plan your trip to school ahead of time. So up to 5 bullet points right now. We got make sure all your paperwork is in order. Get fax and phone number for school recruiter. Bring all your paperwork. When doing pre-hires, fill out completely and also any other documentation. Dress appropriately and plan your trip to school ahead of time. And that's really all I got, guys, for the 5 common mistakes at school, other than the drug test. Let me tell you something. If you know you got to take a drug test, and then instructor said, okay, anybody want to take a break? Anybody got to take a piss? And you go take a piss. And then you're wondering why you can't piss later for that drug test. Do we really need to put 2 and 2 do we really need to do the math, or can somebody put 2 and 2 together here? I'm just saying. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we can talk about little cooler subjects, right? So anyway, yeah, it's been pretty cool, man. I've been having a blast. It's been really fun. Even though the first week's the boring part, because the first week's always class week, and then in the middle of class week, you got to go take your permit because, well, at least in the state of Florida and Alabama, because you got to have your permit for at least 14 days before you can obtain your license, and then the next 2 weeks just kind of fly by or whatever, right? Right. So it's real crucial that you study. So, if I could give some advice to the new drivers coming in, the new generation of drivers coming in, here's what I would tell you. I would get to the school at least an hour early. Scratch that. I would get to your school at least 2 hours early. Here's why. Because that first hour, you can find everything you need to find within a 50-mile radius. Especially if you're staying at a hotel, fellas, and ladies, because you can find a grocery store that you feel comfortable at. You can find I'm sorry, it's late, y'all. You can find a gas station you feel comfortable at. You can find a grocery store that you feel comfortable at. And you can find, maybe if you don't want to go to the grocery store and make sandwiches or whatever, you can find a restaurant that you feel comfortable at. And you can kind of scope the area a little bit. That way, in between transit, the school and stuff, you don't ever get lost. Or you don't ever stretch your brake out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to rub up against any fences that would subject you to what's the word I'm looking for? Termination of school. You know what I'm saying? So you get there 2 hours early, you can really see what's around you. You can get to kind of feel your surroundings a little bit. And then, okay, look, here's what you do. After school, that first day, I don't know how they do it with y'all in your situation. I don't know if they get drug tests that day or physical call it that day or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying, when you get back to your hotel, whether you have somebody with you or you don't have somebody with you, here's what you need to do. If you got somebody with you and you bond really, really well and you think you can knock out the studying thing together, here's what you need to do. You need to figure out who's getting one side, who's getting the other side, get all your stuff unpacked, get to studying. Get to studying, go hit the town, get something to eat, then regroup later, study, and maybe watch a little bit of TV, let your mind rest a little bit, hit it, study again, then lights out. You know what I'm saying? That way it's like when you're putting your brain in repetition. So every time, like, you're drilling it, and you're giving it a break. And then you're drilling and giving it a break. You're drilling. That way when your brain sees it, you can be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is. Instead of drilling it so hard or you fall asleep or you start nodding off or you can't even remember what the last question you wrote. The key to it here is to build progress, not to not build progress. So you want to get it to where you can look at this question and go, okay, yeah, I got it. I remember this. You don't want to be like, it's got something to do with the thing you just read on the last page in the other book in section 1. You don't want that. You want to, bam, I know that answer. Bam, I know that answer. That's where you want to get yourself at. So, no horseplay the first day, okay? Everybody's tired anyway. You drove all that way to school. They putting you up in a hotel. It's rough getting by the first day. So, get your first day over with. Go home, unpack, get you something to eat, study, hit it good, and set an alarm. Set an alarm. That way you're not late for school. And if you got time, study in the car on the way to school. This seems kind of dangerous. Study before you go to school, and then just bring your material with you. And then instead of standing around like all those other guys are doing, wait for classes start, you can go in class once they unlock the doors or whatever, pull that pamphlet out, start studying some more. You know what I'm saying? That way, when the instructor starts asking questions and stuff like that, you can go, "Oh, I know the answer to that," or "Oh, I know the answer to that," or "I think it's this," but you really got it right. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good way. Um, Definitely, new students out there, be proactive. Don't wait for an opportunity to come to you. You go see the opportunity. You go get it. You grasp it. You do whatever you got to do, but seize that opportunity, man. Don't wait for the opportunity to come to you. You know, you're here for a reason. You want to do that truck driving thing. You know what I'm saying? So put initiative into it. You know, show that you really want to be there. Show that you want it bad, and just do your thing. And in the end, everything will be all right. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? But that's just kind of first day vibes. You know, whatever. The more as time goes on, I'll have like more stuff to talk about and everything. Maybe more stuff to help you out with. Um, okay, here's one thing. If they didn't talk about it today, they're going to talk about it at some point. Recruiters. Here's the thing with recruiters. I may have already said it in another video. I can't remember. But they got a job too. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of these companies are like, no, we don't treat our employees like just a number and, you know, they're family and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, fine. That might be fleet manager. That might be Joe Schmo that works in cubicle 5, whatever. I don't give a crap. The recruiter people, you're just a number to them. You're just a paycheck to them. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear and nothing of what you don't want to hear. But the way they're going to get away with it is they're going to tell you promises that don't really sound like promises. So instead of telling them like, okay, you're going to average 3,000 miles a week every single week, and then you don't average that, and then you get mad and you go blame them. They don't want that. What they're going to tell you is, yeah, man, you sign on with us, you could get 3,000 miles every week. You could get, you know what I'm saying? So be careful. Pay attention when you're reading stuff. Pay attention when you're signing stuff. Pay attention to how they're saying it, because it could have a small loophole in there. But anyways, about recruiters, like I said, they're going to tell you everything you want to hear and nothing that you don't. Like those gimmicks, like them sign-on bonuses and safety bonuses. I was explaining it to a guy in our class earlier today. Let's say you're going to go with Blue Pen Trucking out of Black Keyboard State. Okay, that way nobody can come after me. All right, catch my drift. Blue Pen Trucking out of Black Keyboard State. Okay, well, the recruiter at Blue Pen Trucking or whatever said, yeah, man, we're giving out sign-on bonus, you know, and then if you refer a friend, that's an extra $5,000 on top of your $10,000 sign-on bonus. So you got $15,000 right there. Okay, it's a gimmick. Number one, it's first come, first serve. Number two, you don't get that $15,000 up front. Three, you may never get that $15,000. The way it works is between sign-on bonuses and safety bonuses usually is a lure to get people to sign on with that company, and then sometimes they don't even end up giving it to their drivers. They just ended up holding it over their head, and so they get fed up and then they just walk because they don't even care if they get the bonus or not. Now, some people do get it, and you'll get like a good lump sum of money like as soon as you sign on, but then all the rest will be super, super slow and super, super gradual. Like you won't see that money for like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe even 3 or 4 years at a time, depending on how much of a dollar amount we're talking here. But yeah, there's been instances when my buddy, in fact, they promised him $12,500 sign-on bonus. He got $600 up front for signing over to the company, and then like they gave him small bit here, small bit there, small bit here, small bit there. It would have took them like over 6 years to acquire that whole bonus. And see, that's what they're not telling you guys. And that's what you got to pay attention, because that's how they're tricking most of these young guys that are coming into the industry today. And that's why it's just a big disaster pool, because they got tricked into something that they thought was true, and now they hate their job and they regret this decision, and now they're pissed off all the time, and it puts a strain on all the rest of us out there. So make sure you know what you're looking at. Don't just sign a piece of paper, as I like to call it, blindly. Know what you're walking into completely. Have them break it down step by step if you have to. And if they're not willing to do it, say, okay, thanks, I appreciate it, but I'm going to explore other options and move on. If they're not willing to discuss the terms and negotiations of their contracts and everything, all the laws and requirements, and do this and do don'ts that they're going to have you working under, if they're not going to fully explain it to you where you can understand completely enough to sign it, then they're not worth working for. But yeah, that's how they do it, man. They promise these people these bonuses, and they either get it little by little, and it's a small, very, very small dollar amount a month or a week or a year, or sometimes they don't even get it at all. So pay attention to that. Don't be googly eyed and focus on that big, because it's like I told the kid in class today. I said, okay, picture this. Picture this. 5 of us that want to go to Blue Pen Trucking, and they have a $10,000 sign-on bonus. That means there's $50,000 that they would hang out from jump. Nobody's going to give you that cash. And even if they did have the cash, they're never going to give it to you all the way up front. And you're going to say, yeah, I know second gen, but, getting it over time is pretty cool, because that's like adding a second check on to your check you're already getting. Okay, all I got to say to that, youngster, is that's whack. Because if you want a real check on top of a check, go check out this company out there. I can't name them by name, but there is a company out there. They do van, they do reefer, they do intermodal, they do tanker, all that. They offer per diem on top of the cent per mile pay. Yeah, that's unheard of. That's unheard of in the game. So, yeah. So if you're looking to score really big, man, you just got to get out there. You just got to do your homework, and you got to do it. And that's another thing out there, young students, man. Don't get discouraged real quick. You know what I'm saying? If something's bothering you, something's eating at you, just walk away, take a chill. You know what I'm saying? Relax, come back to it. Don't let nothing eat you up, because if things keep eating you up and other people keep eating you up, whatever, and you feed into that BS, man, you're letting somebody take a dream away from you. You're letting somebody take your livelihood away from you. You're letting somebody taking a perfectly good job out of your hand and throwing it in the garbage can. And it all goes back to what I said before, man. Don't care about what nobody else thinks. Just do you, player. You there for a career. You there to support your family. You're doing it because it's something you love to do. Whatever category you fall into, do what you do and don't worry about nobody else. Do what you do, because that's the only way you're ever going to succeed, man. If you're waiting on feelings of others, all they're gonna do is just drag yours through the mud, and then they're gonna use it there. They're gonna take yours, they're gonna throw it around in the mud. They're gonna use it when they need to step across the mud, and then they're gonna cloak themselves in theirs. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about nobody else, man. Just get in there, do what you do you. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's a little off subject for you newcomers out there. I know whether it may be an hour to 6 hours away from whatever state you currently reside in. It's not a vacation. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that you can just slack off because you're in a different place, you're away from home. It's cool. This is the most money your parents ever gave you, and now they're trusting you with it to do the right thing and get through school. That's what you need to do. Pay as many fines as you can without going broke up front. Like, to me today, I paid my background check when I did my tour. That saved me some money off the end. Today, I paid my hotel fee and my registration fee. That saved me $225 right there off of everything else that I'm going to have to pay. Instead of trying to pay it all at one time, you can just And I know some people are having a hard time too, like if they're even there, they're barely scraping by with it. We're not talking to y'all. We're talking to the people that's perfectly willing and able, man. Don't wait to the end to try to pay everything all at one time, and then you got to finance an even bigger tuition on top of that. So then now you got to find a company that will reimburse and take over a $5,000 to $6,000 loan. Man, pay everything off as quick as you can while you can and get as far ahead as you can. Don't never let nobody get you down. And remember, just always keep doing you. But I think I'm out of time now because I still got to complete this application over on this other computer. And then I still got to do some studying on my own. And then I got to go to bed. But if you got any questions, comments, anything maybe you're thinking about that you might want addressed, or you just curious about, feel free to drop it in the comments below or message me. I'll be very, very more than happy to answer any questions. And if I don't know the answer to the question, I'm gonna find somebody that has a correct, 100% knowledgeable answer to that question. So, but yeah, man, this has been day one. It's been good. It's good, it's going smooth. I don't know, day two might not be that. Day two might be everything and more than that. But we fixing to see. So, but I'll keep y'all posted. And like I said, that's a little food for thought for later on. You know what I'm saying? To help y'all get through a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get off here and finish this dang application. Do some more studying, call my lovely wife at home, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Man, second gen trucker 251. Another video out.